would now like to invite Mr. Gautam Mitra, the founder and president of the Bishwa Bandhan Foundation, to tell you a little bit more about the foundation and the work that they do. Mr. Gautam Mitra.
Give something about the Bishwa Bandhan's background. Mr. Ravindra Prasad Jaiswal, the Deputy Chief of the Mission of the Embassy of India, Mr. Philip Welty, former Swiss Ambassador to India, Dr. Thomas Nisser, Professor and Chairman the Cardiology University Heart Center, Kumar Shalal Brand Ambassador of Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy, friends from the media and distinguished guests. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming you in the World Convention and Bollywood Night organized by Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy. May I take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Ravindra Prasad Jaiswal, the Deputy Chief of the Mission of the Embassy of India. His presence itself at the occasion expressed the importance of such an initiative and further encourages us for many more such initiatives in days to come. On my personal behalf and on behalf of the Bishwa Bandhan Foundation, I would like to welcome Mr. Philip Welty, former Swiss Ambassador to India, and Dr. Thomas Nisser, Professor and Chairman of Cardiology University Heart Center. We are extremely thankful for kindly agreeing to grace this occasion today for the presence is indeed very special to us. I also welcome Sri Kumar Shalal, renowned singer and brand ambassador of Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy. Thank you for devoting your precious time and being with us here today. Awareness of cerebral palsy with the power of music. Bishwa Bandhan is an expression in Bengali that means the world united. The foundation was registered in Zurich, Switzerland on 23rd August 2012. And its Indian arm was registered in India as Bishwa Bandhan Foundation India for Cerebral Palsy on 5th February 2013. The foundation aims to be an easily accessible platform for people affected by cerebral palsy all over the world, the parents, caregivers and all professionals working in this field. We have a vision to spread our operation in more than 200 countries and across the globe. Cerebral means the brain and palsy refers to the problem in the muscle movement. It is essentially associated with the children and can be caused before birth, during birth and after birth. All children who have cerebral palsy are not affected in the same way. The degree of disability could vary and the type of cerebral palsy this child is suffering from could also vary. Some children could have severe muscle problems, while others might encounter learning problems, while still others might encounter speech problems. Although motor control is affected in many children, their level of intelligence can be still pretty high. They can have sound in minds, but bodies, and it's unfortunate but true that they are often mistreated by society. Therapy support, equipment, and medical intervention have gone a long way in aiding people with this disability. Of many subtypes of cerebral palsy, none has a known cure. Usually medical intervention is limited to the treatment and prevention of the complication arising from cerebral palsy's effect. Various forms of cerebral palsy are available to people living in the cerebral palsy as well as caregivers and parents caring of someone with this disability. They can all be useful at all stages of disability and are vital in overcoming development disability or learning new ways to accomplish the task that challenge. My only son, Abhishek Mitra, was 100% cerebral palsy, which was a result of lack of medical awareness during his birth, and unfortunately he expired on 26 June 2014 at the age of 27. Again due to absence of medical awareness. While I was helpless in the delivering his agony, I used to think whether somewhere in some corner of the globe, some knows ways to bring relief to my son. With this thought, I came upon the mission of my life to create this global platform which can be beneficial to not only my son, but to millions of people across the globe affected by cerebral palsy. The foundation was taken on a mission where in phases we would like to work in all the countries of the world and work towards converting each country to a safe delivery and cerebral palsy-free zone. We have already received support from the Indian President, His Excellency Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, the Honorable Minister of Health, Family Welfare, Mr. J.P. Nadda, the Honorable Minister for Law Justice, D.V. Sadanand Gowda, the Tourism Ministry of India, apart from the presidents of various countries like President of Croatia, Ireland, Gambia, Guyana, Germany, Austria, Ethiopia, the Queen of Finland, King of Netherlands and Thailand, and also from the Prime Ministers like United Kingdom, France, Democratic Republic of Timor, Zambia, Albania, Namibia, Canada, Israel, Slovenia, Taiwan, and Governor Generals of Antigua and Barbuda, New Zealand, Canada, Australia, Bahamas, and the Governor of Bermuda. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister of Tonga, who had sent a very special message to us on this occasion of this convention. We are indeed very grateful to the government of Switzerland for supporting us since the beginning of our journey and inspiring us to move forward in our noble mission. We would particularly like to thank Mr. Seinat Aman, the head of the Federal Department of Economic Affairs, Education and Research, the University Hospital of Zurich, Minister of Health, Cantonal Government of St. Gallen, University of Lausanne, Canton of Zurich for their support to the foundation, also support received from the Medical and Scientific Director, International Olympic Committee, President of European Commission, TIPA, Hong Kong Medical Association, Bahrain Chamber of Commerce, and industry, many more. We have chosen Switzerland as the seat of foundation because of its central geographical location on the world map and proximity to international organizations such as World Health Organization, the United Nations, UNICEF, FIFA, whose support we hope to receive the enable to strengthen the platform. Moreover, Basel and Geneva, both Swiss cities, are internationally renowned for their advances in medical science and information technology. We wish to build Center for Medical Excellence across the globe in phase in 2 centers in Switzerland and India to start with. A 6,000 square feet space has already taken in Kolkata, India, and is being prepared for the therapy space of Bishwa Bandhan for children with cerebral palsy. We wish to start 2 intervention centers spreading awareness among the pregnant women that cerebral palsy is preventable and advanced supplementary therapy and can make the life bearable for children who are born with the problem. Gradually, we will start these centers across the globe with the support of the advanced medical sciences in Switzerland. We solicit your support and good wishes, which will provide the encouragement and motivation to continue in our noble journey. A person with cerebral palsy has a special needs, but at heart is not special. He is a person just like any other person. We need to treat them that way. I hope today's session will go a long way in spreading these awareness among the masses. I would once again like to thank Mr. Ravindra Jaiswal, the Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, other dignitaries for extending their support to our foundation and for encouraging us to fight the cause of cerebral palsy worldwide. The Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy is a combined effort to make a difference to the lives of the families of those affected by cerebral palsy. I hereby take this opportunity to seek support from people and the organization all over the world in joining us towards the fulfillment of this cause. Thank you.
Mr. President of the Bishwa Bandhan Foundation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a representative of the medical community, as you heard, here in Zurich. I'm not a neurologist. I rather treat patients with heart disease, and that's why I know many of you. And but nevertheless, this Cerebral Palsy Foundation is a foundation that deals with a medical problem. Now, obviously, this foundation is in a great tradition from Andrew Carnegie through Rockefeller's Foundation and others. They have moved medicine in the US and have contributed enormously to the health of the people. And we hope that this new foundation, with a specific focus on cerebral palsy, will do the same for those that need of this disease. Now, as a physician, I would like to say a few words about the disease itself and what it means. We have heard already quite some remarks about cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a group of movement disorders that appear usually in early childhood or immediately after birth. The signs and symptoms include poor coordination, stiff or weak muscles, troubles of swallowing and speaking, and tremor, among others. Obviously, there's a whole spectrum of severity of these symptoms. There may also be problems with sensation, vision, hearing. Babies with cerebral palsy do not roll over. They have difficulties to sit and crawl or walk at an age when other babies are able to do so. Later in life, there are problems with thinking, but some are not affected by it, and reasoning, and also seizures may occur. So cerebral palsy is caused by an abnormal development or damage to the parts of the brain that control movement, balance, and posture. And this is in particular the neocortex, and as well as the cerebellum, the brain which is in the back of our head, and that allows us to walk and run without any insecurity. Most often the problems occur already during pregnancy. However, they may also occur during childbirth, and we'll come back to that, or shortly after birth. Often, however, the cause is also unknown, so research is an important unmet need in this condition. And indeed, the institutions here in Zurich have been very successful in neuroscience and may contribute to unraveling this important disease. The risk factors to have cerebral palsy include premature birth at week 30 or below, rather than at term, infections during pregnancy, in particular toxoplasmosis, rubella, among others, exposure to methyl mercury, head trauma, and possibly also genetic factors. So 3/4 of the damage to the brain of these children occurs during pregnancy, as research thinks. About 10 to 20% after birth, and about 5 to 15% during delivery of the baby. Severe deprivation of oxygen seems to be the major cause of this brain injury that eventually leads to cerebral palsy. So when we look at the distribution of these different causes, which are important also for prevention, so we can say that low birth weight accounts for about 1/3, metabolic errors about for 5%, 10% infection, 10% are inherited or genetic in nature, and about 10% during birth and pregnancy. There are also maternal factors that contribute to cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy can express itself in a spastic manner, movement disorders, ataxia, as the physicians say, or rigidity of the muscles, or even tremor of that as well. You all have seen these children in their wheelchairs or with their crutches trying to move normally. As we don't know exactly the cause, but we do know some, and there is no treatment available, prevention is the major issue here. So if the foundation wants to make an impact, I believe that prevention might be the focus they should take, besides investments in research to further delineate the causes and the mechanisms of this difficult disease that really impairs the quality of life of these poor children. The following measures need your support, therefore, I believe. First of all, vaccination against infections and hygiene, toxoplasmosis, and in particular rubella and other diseases of childhood can cause cerebral palsy, and there are now vaccinations available that if poverty doesn't prevent it, or superstition or any other mental set, then this can be done quite easily. Better care for pregnant women is also very important during pregnancy with appropriate nutrition and among others. And finally, also well-trained midwives and obstetricians are crucial. So particularly in developing countries, this is worth an investment. Indeed, I have talked to my colleagues here in Zurich, obstetricians, neonatologists and other specialists dealing with pregnancy and the period immediately thereafter. And indeed in Switzerland, where hygiene is very high and most people are vaccinated, cerebral palsy has become very rare, and currently the live births rarely suffer from such a disease. This shows that better quality of life, hygiene, vaccination, and care for pregnant women during pregnancy and thereafter by experts and well-trained midwives and obstetricians can have an impact in preventing this disease. Then individuals with cerebral palsy, and Mr. Mitra knows this from personal experience, need extensive care. They can often not live alone and need devoted caregivers to live all life long. Physiotherapy may help in some certain conditions, and also a neurology service dealing with spasm and other. So I think that the philanthropy for cerebral palsy meets an unmet need, and I congratulate Mr. Mitra to build this foundation, and I wish you all the best for your activities, and I'm sure that the medical institution in Zurich will help you to make this a success to the benefit of these poor children. Thank you very much for doing so.
Mr. Gautam Mitra, President and Founder, Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy. Mrs. Sharmila Mitra, Director, Bishwa Bandhan Foundation, India, Chapter, Ambassador Philip Welty, Professor Rushad, and other esteemed guests present here, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me convey best wishes and greetings of Honorable Ambassador of India to all the people associated with this program today and the foundation at large. It's unfortunate that she couldn't make it tonight for this function. Sir, so I guess it must be the situation for other people as well. So the Bishwa Bandhan Foundation, having taken this initiative to spread awareness about this disorder, is a very noble gesture on part of Mr. and Mrs. Mitra. So I heartily thank and appreciate them and their foundation for taking up this noble initiative. It is really praiseworthy that he has tried to convert a personal, irreparable, tragic loss into a cause for good of the humanity at large.
Of encouragement and support to Bishwa Bandhan. Mr. Philip Welty.
Excellency, dear Chargé d'Affaires, dear host, dear professor, ladies and gentlemen. Sadness and joy are not far apart, not in India. How many times I have experienced this fundamental Indian character where sadness and tragedy can be followed and overcome by joy of life, which itself remains aware that tragedy and sadness can set in at once again. In this sense, tonight's event is very much an Indian story. The Bishwa Bandhan Foundation presents a World Convention on a sad topic, cerebral palsy, which then will be followed and overcome by a Bollywood night, the Indian way of celebrating life with joy, love and music. Behind the program lies a very personal tragedy. The Mitra family's son Abhishek is left with cerebral palsy after birth. And if that wasn't enough,
it is a privilege and a great pleasure for me to extend a vote of thanks to all those who have contributed in one way or the other to make this convention and Bollywood night organized by Bishwa Bandhan Foundation for Cerebral Palsy a success. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian chapter of Bishwa Bandhan Foundation was registered in India as Bishwa Bandhan Foundation India for Cerebral Palsy on 5th February 2013. Since its inception, we have successfully organized several medical symposiums with distinguished doctors and public health administrators from various parts of the country. We have also organized several musical programs to raise awareness of cerebral palsy, since we believe music and medicine should go hand in hand to minimize the agonies of the cerebral palsy and also their caregivers. We have also signed several memorandum of understandings with reputed medical institutions like the Indian Medical Association, Institute of Child Health, Kolkata, and the renowned Center of Reproductive Medicine and Surgery in Eastern India. We hope to have many such tie-ups in the near future with research institutes, universities, therapy units, and other institutions working on cerebral palsy. On behalf of the Bishwa Bandhan family, I would once again like to thank everybody present for providing us the courage and support to continue our mission towards creating a cerebral palsy-free world. Before concluding, let me express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Jaiswal, Mr. Philip Welty, Mr. Professor Lucia and Kumar Sanu, who have raised this occasion with their presence here today. I would now invite all of you to please join us for dinner. Thank you.
जिस कारण यहाँ पे आए, शायद आप लोगों को मालूम होगा, विश्वा बंधन फाउंडेशन। हमें जब तक इन्होंने सुना नहीं था, तब तक बात कुछ और थी। लेकिन इन्होंने मतलब किनका बात कर रहा हूं मैं, गौतम मित्र। गौतम दा उनके बेटे को लेके बहुत परेशान था। उनका बेटे का सेरिब्रल पैल्सी का शिकार था उनका बेटे। तो उनका कोई ब्रेन एक्टिव बिल्कुल नहीं था। तो उन्होंने बहुत सारा ट्रीटमेंट कराया, बहुत सारा डॉक्टर को दिखाया, कुछ हुआ नहीं, जैसा था वैसे था, इम्प्रूवमेंट कुछ हुआ नहीं था। तो उन्होंने एक दिन मेरा एक गाना उस बच्चे को सुनाया, जस्ट कैसे चला के सुनाया। तो वो बच्चा उसमें रिएक्ट करने लगे, वो चिल्लाने लगे, रोने लगे, हंसने लगे, माथा हिलाने लगे। तो ये थोड़ा परेशान हो गया। बोलता डॉक्टर क्या हुआ, जरा ये देखिए। तो बोलता आप ऐसा करिए, गाना फिर से दोबारा चलाइए। दोबारा गाना चलाया, फिर से वही रिएक्शन, आंखों से आंसू आ रहा है, कभी हंस रहा है करके एक्टिव। तो डॉक्टर बोला देखिए आई डोंट नो क्या कुछ हो रहा है, शायद आई डोंट नो। तो इन्होंने कहाँ से ईमेल के जरिए मुझे इन्होंने ढूंढ के निकाला, गौतम दा, क्योंकि मैं इनका परिचय मेरे साथ था नहीं पहले। तो मेरे को बोला देखो एक कमाल की चीज़ है, मेरा बेटे का सब बताया मेरे को। तो आप ऐसा करो, एक बार आके देखो अपनी आंखों से। तो मैं वहाँ पे पहुँचा तो वहाँ पे हमारे कलकत्ता के गवर्नर भी थे और इनके घर वाले सब थे, बच्चे थे, सारे वीडियो थे मेरा, बहुत सारे प्रेस रिपोर्टर थे। तो ये जूरिक में रहते हैं, इन्होंने यहाँ से किया, मुझे बुलाया। मैं ऐसा कान सुन के मैं बोला कि मैं तो जाना ही पड़ेगा। मैं गया और जाके मैंने जैसे ही उनके सामने दूसरा गाना गाया, मैंने कोई इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ, जैसा पड़ा हुआ था वैसे ही पड़ा हुआ। जैसे ही कुछ ना कहो गाया, मतलब ये गाना कुछ ना कहो जो मैं बोल रहा था, मैं बोलना नहीं चाह रहा था, ये निकल गया यार, माफ करो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। क्या है कि ये गाना जो है तो उन्होंने भयंकर एक्टिविटी शुरू कर दिया। तो इन्होंने फिर डॉक्टर से पूछा, डॉक्टर ने कहा कि देखिए इस आदमी के वॉइस में कुछ ऐसा फ्रीक्वेंसी है वॉइस में, जिस फ्रीक्वेंसी ने इनका ब्रेन को एक्टिव कर रहा है। ये फ्रीक्वेंसी हम लोग को जानना बहुत जरूरी है। तो देखिए मैं तो समझता हूं कि एक गाना गाना तो रोज ही गाते हैं हम लोग, तो ये गाने के जरिए अगर किसी का जिंदगी बच जाए या ऐसा कुछ हो जाए तो मेरे को लगता है कि इससे बड़ी अवार्ड मेरे लाइफ में अब कुछ नहीं है। आज मैं यहाँ पे हूँ बिकॉज ऑफ दैट कि वो फाउंडेशन के लिए आज हम आपके सामने आए, शो कर रहे हैं। ऐसा और भी पृथ्वी में कई कई जगह हम लोग करेंगे इस फाउंडेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए। 240 कंट्री हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। आज अभिषेक जिनको आप देख रहे हैं ये आज नहीं है, बट इनको हम हमेशा याद करते रहते हैं और हमेशा बड़ा दुख होता है कि बेचारा अगर जिंदगी उनको मिल जाता तो शायद हम तो खुश होते बहुत, क्योंकि मेरे गाने में जब उनका काफ़ी उन्नति हुआ था। तो जो भी है, एक बच्चा आज नहीं है लेकिन वो मर के भी हमको बता के गया कि भाई और भी बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, कोशिश करो ना उन लोगों को बचाने के लिए। तो हम वही करने के लिए आपके सामने। तो हम अभिषेक को ये गाना डेडिकेट करते हैं और अभिषेक के लिए मैं डेफिनेटली कुछ पंक्तियाँ गाऊंगा। मुझे मालूम है कि ये गाना आप लोग भी जानते हैं, तो चलिए आज ये गाना सुनते हैं। कुछ भी ना कहो, क्या कहना है, क्या सुनना है, मुझको पता है, तुमको पता है। समय का ये पल थम सा गया है और इस पल में कोई नहीं है, बस एक मैं हूँ, बस एक तुम हो। कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो। कितने गहरे हल्के शाम के रंग है छलके, पर्वत से यूं उतरे बादल जैसे आजम ढलके। कितने गहरे हल्के शाम के रंग है छलके,
पर्वत से यूं उतरे बादल जैसे आज ढल के और इस पल में कोई नहीं है बस एक मैं हूँ बस एक तुम हो बस एक मैं हूँ बस एक तुम हो कुछ ना कहो कुछ भी ना दिल मेरा गोरिया चले चुरा के दिल मेरा गोरिया चली उड़ा के निंदिया कहाँ तो चली पागल हुआ दीवाना हुआ दीवाना हुआ ऐसी दिल की लगी
चुरा के दिल दिया चली मैं चली मुझे क्या पता कहाँ मैं चली मंजिल मिली बस तू ही तू मंजिल मिली बस तू ही तू तेरी गली में चली
ओ चुरा के दिल मेरा चली
पिया के गली
कहाँ तू चली
चली मैं चली
कहाँ तू चली